What's your name and what's your game?
I am Jonathan Ribarro, and I am now working on a horror visual novel that's a continuation of my horror anthology series, Playback Trauma.
Were you a big Goosebumps fan as a child?
No, actually, I've only read one Goosebumps book, and that was the one with Slappy, the crazy doll.
Was that like popular on Twitter or something?
No way. I went to Catholic school, and that was the only Goosebumps book they had, so it's what I read.
So what made you get into horror then?
Back in high school, I played Outlast. I think it's one of the perfect horror games. It has to be my favorite these days. And I haven't found one better than it. And you know, after my first game, I felt inspired to move into horror. I just felt like I had a connection to it, so I tried it out.
Have you met any of the Outlast folks?
I have not. I want to.
What would be your questions for them if you...
Wow. I don't know. How can I work with you?
Oh, okay, so that's your dream. That's your dream
I
studio.
would love to work with them. Yeah. I think my first step would have to be learning French, because they're like all French, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. I mean that might be useful. Popular language.
Yeah, I think so. If I come to Canada, yeah.
Yeah, there's one part of Canada that speaks French. Though they speak a different French than the French do.
Yeah, it's different.
So they'll know that you're not from French Canada. But okay, then why visual novels?
All right, so I had an idea mulling around in my head, and I really like the story behind it, and I feel like it would fit very well in the format of a visual novel, not so much 3D.
Are you trying to like? Is part of it that you're trying to like focus the narrative? Like the narrative is the most important part, so try and do like what are the purest narrative forms?
I'm trying to tell a story. That's exactly right.
And are you only telling stories in games, or are you using other mediums for that too?
Just games for now.
You got a concept album you want to make?
Hey, maybe one day. Who knows?
And you've done a series of these. Are they all in like the same, like a novel series kind of thing?
So this is only my second game. My first game in Playback Trauma was a horror walking simulator. Short 15-minute game about exploring the beach at night. This second one is going to be a continuation of that universe. Same space, just different genre and different characters.
Okay, so that's cool. So you might not even be locked into the visual novel.
No,
you're following the narrative where it makes sense.
Exactly, yeah. And the third game, I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it's gonna be something.
When are you gonna start thinking about the third game?
When I release
like
this
the
one.
minute you're done this one, or do you need a break?
So right now I'm releasing these games on my birthday. So the last one was released 2 months ago. This third one is gonna be released on my next birthday, and then the one after that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool way of like time boxing the project.
Yeah, since I'm by myself and I don't have a lot of money, I want to make sure I can complete these and then move on. You know, I don't want to get
That's
stuck.
honestly like such a good trait to have, especially in the like indie space.
I think so.
It's kind of like walking.
I've heard a lot of horror stories about scope creep, and I'm trying not to let that happen.
Yeah, and especially as a solo, like you're doing these solo.
Exactly, and I hire out when I can't do it, like art, audio.
Yeah. So when's your birthday?
January 26th.
Oh, that's close to mine. Mine's
Yeah.
January 17th.
Ooh, okay.
You big into horoscopes?
No, actually, I don't pay a lot of attention to them, but if someone tells me something, I'll listen.
Because I don't know, that'd be, if you're releasing them every time, you're probably releasing them with like certain moons rising every time, and
yeah, maybe
certain things going into retrograde and all that.
I don't know, but hey, if it's good luck, I'm all for it.
Are you a big beach guy?
Yeah, actually. So my family has a shore house at the Jersey Shore. We go there to this place called Wildwood. Actually, Playback Trauma, the first one, takes place in the real life location of Wildwood. That's what it's modeled after.
And what's Wildwood?
Wildwood is a small Jersey Shore town.
Okay.
Really nice place.
Is it like themed, like around anything, or it's like all lumberjack themed?
No, actually. No, it's just boardwalk, arcade-looking area, small town, lots of old folks.
What are your like favorite, what are your favorite things from there growing up and visiting? As
The arcade.
the arcade? What were the arcade games?
All right, they had The Simpsons. They had.
The beat 'em up?
Yeah. I love that one by Konami.
Yeah.
They had.
I was a big X-Men arcade guy.
They didn't have any of those.
But the X-Men, no, like the X-Men beat 'em up. Like it's like also made by Konami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Donkey Kong, all this other stuff, pinball. Jeez. This spider game where you stepped on the buttons.
Oh yeah. Like,
I don't know what it's called.
Like whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Did they have like tickets and prizes and stuff like that?
Of course.
Did you ever like super luck out on a prize?
Never. No.
At the we have like a fair in Vancouver called the PNE, and one time I won on one of the games I got lucky and won like a huge like pink stuffed monkey.
That is awesome. You still have it?
No. I think I donated it when I turned like 16 or something. When you're purging all your all your old childhood toys you don't want anymore. But it was a funny. It was cool to win, but it was a very funny bus ride home. Everybody had a comment about it.
I'm sure they did.
They have rides at the Wildwoods.
Oh yeah. They had piers. They call them Maury's piers, and they had roller coasters, a log flume where you ride up in a log and then come all the way back down.
Splash and everything.
Yeah.
Something that after COVID, like bowling balls, I think we're like, oh yeah, that's kind of wild that like blowing out candles on birthday cakes. Like we're so much more germ conscious now. The log ride is definitely one of those. Like oh
yeah.
And is it still operating, or is it like cool and spooky and abandoned?
So it closes down in the winter. It gets creepy and abandoned. But
do you ever sneak around?
I'm not that gutsy.
I think the statute of limitations might be.
Yeah, I don't have any friends that would push me to do it. If they did, I would do it.
Yeah.
You know.
And are you like? Is there? Because there's such a common like animatronics and puppets and kind of fairy things that are popular in horror.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're like it makes it all make more sense, or is it something that you're like you don't want to see any of it? Like you don't want to like if anybody's got any spooky fair game, you're like I don't want it.
I think it's really interesting actually. I'm really into that sort of stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's. I like the idea of animatronics, and I'm thinking about making one myself as like
a physical one.
No, like in a game sort of design way.
Because that would be in the control of GDC if you did that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how it would work. I'm not a hardware guy.
Yeah.
But maybe one day.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to plug? Thanks for being on the Question Bus.
Yeah, sure. Just check me out, Redentum online. I'm making Playback Trauma, and I will be for the next few years.
And is that just Twitter or?
Twitter.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.